Third note to self. Health recovery via birch bark tea? Yeah, that's not a thing. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark. In our Against All Challenges meta-series, we are taking on the As the Dead Sleep challenge. And just learned a rather difficult lesson. That stims, if that, are truly the only way to recover any health in As the Dead Sleep. And the only reason I'm reasonably confident that stims are a possibility is the same reason that I mentioned as I was leaving Forlorn Muskeg. The same reason that I mentioned knowing that long runs of As the Dead Sleep are a possibility. I've had thumbnails recommended to me since I uploaded the first episode. They're like, oh look, this guy made an episode in As the Dead Sleep. Let's show him all the As the Dead Sleep videos. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch these, but YouTube's gonna YouTube. And I haven't watched them, obviously, but yeah, the weather doesn't sound as nice. I haven't watched them, but I did, you know, pick up a few mechanical details, sadly. So, that's not a huge spoiler, but it is kind of annoying, I suppose. Let's drop a few of those, because I don't need that many. I also don't need all that birch bark, although the kindling, while I'm not over encumbrance, could actually be kind of nice. So, I guess one more thing I can do with my free time, since I have it. Let me go ahead and repair. Alright, that was my only cured leather, but it did repair my boots decently well. Let's go ahead and repair these socks now. We've had a pretty good run with repairs, so there you go. I was going to say I fully expect one or more of these to fail. Let's double check my meters. Yeah, I'm totally fine. Part of the reason that I'm doing this is what you just heard. I'm waiting for a break in the weather, which the game appears to have just given me. So, let's go ahead and drink some water. And we are going to try to accomplish our very first objective of the challenge. Nice. So we've got some fog, which typically means things are a little warmer, high atmospheric density. Although currently we have 2 downward echelons, which is not good. That's moving pretty quick, actually. Love that. Love everything about that. Why is it that the perfectly clear day is crappy? Have I been in the other hut yet? I don't think I've been in this hut. I don't think I have. I'll double check, though. Yes, I have. Okay. You know what? Hang on. Hang on. Let's come back in here. And what I'm going to do is I need all the energy that I can get for this. So I'm going to sleep for 3 hours. I'm not going to get 3 hours of sleep. I'm probably going to get 2 hours of sleep. But it'll get me fully energized. Maybe the weather will be a little better. Yeah, it's actually a little better. All right, now let's move quickly. There's an argument to be made for not sprinting right now, but not only do we need to make it down into the ravine and back up, but preferably we also need to make it to Mystery Lake. Or not to Mystery Lake, but to Coastal Highway. And I am not going to trust, now that I know that birch bark tea is not going to help me, and that all the time I spent in the last episode picking all that birch bark up was pure agony for those of you who are experienced. Well, let's say it was maybe 50% agony. No. It was 33% agony, 33% amusement, and 33% of people singing random Creed songs for some reason. That's where I have my money. That joke just sailed over so many heads if you haven't watched every episode of this so far. Okay, so let's make our way. The ravine climb is not an easy climb. That's one of the things I'm kind of nervous about. There is a cave down there, so I could potentially put a bedroll down and recover a little bit of energy as long as it was warm enough, that could potentially be enough to get me through that moment of uncertainty, but yeah, we need to climb down into that. Love that. Love it so much. I'm going to come this way for a moment because there's potentially some loot here. So it seems like there's a body over that direction. That's good. Any chance that backpack with stuff in it for Escape the Darkwalker is still sitting up by the tracks? Asking for a friend. Okay. At least climbing down into the ravine, we don't have to worry as much about the amount of effort it's going to take. But still quite a climb. Look at that. Oh my god. All right. Also, it's eating up calories. I think there are cattails down here, though, so there's at least that. I'll be able to harvest some cattails. It's just that climbing back up is going to make me question everything. Like, why am I doing this challenge? I'm just kidding. Escape the Darkwalker is what made me question that. So far, I have no questions. About this challenge. All right, I'm not going to worry about those rosehip buds. I know that's a strange thing to say, but I'm just not gonna. Not gonna happen. There's a granola bar. That's an advanced guns, which is more than useless to me in this challenge, but I'll take it because I could... Well, no, sorry. That's rude. That's disrespectful of books in the long dark. Not only should books not be burned, but in this fictional environment, books can, in fact, be used to start fires. So you should do the thing I just told you not to do, exclusively in the long dark. Alright, so we have... Yeah, there is a cave down here, and I may have to make use of it just to stay warm enough. Thankfully, it's midday. And I'm not seeing any cattails. Just kidding, I'm seeing cattails. There's a grave! And here's the cave. No rhyme intended. Alright, so this is definitely going to help. I'm going to take a moment to fully gather all of these. I don't know if there are any wolves in the area. If there are, I'm about to find out the hard way. Although I rather doubt it. I rather doubt it. Nice. So I'm pleasantly surprised by the number of cattails and by the amount of energy I still have. So I think I can probably sleep for a couple of hours. And as long as a massive storm doesn't roll in, I might be able to make it. Maybe I just shouldn't jinx myself, you know? I found the water like I promised, where the rivers meet the sea, a bitter and empty place. You were right. Press F to pay respects. Sad day. All right. All right, so there is some wood down here. Not that I really have a lot of use for it, but it currently feels like 40 degrees in here. All right, I'm going to put this bedroll down way back here. Feels like 40 degrees. That's not really very warm, but let's eat just a couple of these. There we go. And I'm going to go for... This is a little risky. I'm just going to go for 2 hours of sleep. So the climb up is going to tire me out. But what I'm hoping is that 2 hours was enough time for the weather to stay mostly the same. Which it seems like it has. So now let us... Well, first of all, let me go ahead and drink some water. All right, so that is one of the 4 graves completed. Next up, Desolation Point. But first, we must scour Coastal Highway for goodies while avoiding the furry woodland friends that dot the landscape of that particular zone that will attempt to eat my face off while I have literally nothing to defend myself with. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm not worried. You're not worried. Everything's fine. Also, temperature is not dropping. That's how good the weather is at the moment. So fingers crossed that it stays that good. Still no confirmation on the stim situation. That is, however, a thoroughly wrecked series of train cars. Yep. Yep. All right. Up we go. I don't like it, but someone's got to do it. Apparently. Someone has to pay respect to these 5 graves. And if I'm not going to do it, who else is going to do it? Mark? No. All right, let's briefly stop. Step off onto the ledge. Try not to fall off. All right, nothing up here. I was kind of hoping for a stim, not going to lie, but you know. I'm just going to wait approximately... I figured out that the amount of time it takes this to recharge, it's exactly equal to 60 seconds all the way around. So we're looking at about 15 seconds right now. Go ahead, count. Now it's about 10. It might be slightly reduced because of the challenge difficulty. Neat little trick, huh? All right, up we go. It is starting to get colder again, which is not surprising. It is the end of the day, so I'm going to try to use this opportunity to make it the rest of the way to Coastal Highway. Ooh, the rest of this climb is destroying my energy. I might even get encumbered by the top of this. I would be surprised if I didn't, actually. Huh, okay, I didn't. All right, thankfully... come on now, there we go. Thankfully, we are okay. In terms of... Yeah, let me not fall right now. We are okay. In terms of our temperature. It doesn't seem like it's dropping that rapidly. It's starting to drop because I think it's a time of day related drop. But it's not a weather related drop. That could, however, change quite quickly. I am going to double back to this box real quick. I am starting to... Hang on. This is probably something I can deal with myself. Let's go ahead and drop. Oh yeah, that's right. I can use the... Thank you for this, Takashi. I appreciate you. I didn't know about that. Excuse me. I didn't know about that until you said something. One of our longtime commenters pointed out that you can use the mouse wheel. So, that definitely helped in that case. Alright, so I am going to dip my head into this cave, as I have done multiple times in recent challenge episodes. I somehow doubt that there will not be copious amounts of peaches, let alone millions this time. But I am open to surprises. Alright, cedar firewood. That's literally it. Okay. Birch bark. Ask me if I care. Nope. Sorry. Alright, let's try to get to Coastal Highway before I die. How about that? Weather's actually decent at the moment. So we just have to stay on the straight and narrow. Now, the nice thing about where we're coming into Coastal Highway, since we're using this entrance, is that there will be lots of cattails almost immediately available to me as soon as I enter the zone. if I go down that way, which I could always go to the hut at the top of the zone first and then double back. But we're going to spend some time in Coastal Highway. The only thing that I'm going to be careful about, I'm going to be very deliberate about the paths that I choose through Coastal Highway, given that I have no means to defend myself against wolves or bears or dark walkers or anything else this game wants to throw at me at this point, okay? I've handled it all. We're on challenge 8 of 8. The dark walker did kill me 3 times. Yes, it did. Thank you for reminding me. The dark walker killed me multiple times until it didn't, okay? But we don't exactly have that luxury. Well, technically we do, because I could lose the challenge and start over. But I'd prefer not to. I would very much prefer to stay alive. So I'm going to try to do that whole staying alive thing. I'm also going to try not to fall off the bridge here. So far, we're like 1 for 1 on, well, 1-to-1 ratio of successful crossings. Actually, in the history of the channel, I think we're a 1-to-1 ratio of successful crossings and crossing attempts. I've never actually slipped. I joke about it. I can't recall if I've ever fallen not when recording, but I definitely don't think I have when recording. Mostly because I am certainly always talking myself through. Don't fall, Hadrian. Everyone's going to laugh at you. Don't do it. Now is not the time. Also, now is not the time for my freaking bicep to start itching again, almost at the exact same time that it did before. Wait, when did it start itching before? All I know is I need my hands on my mouse and on my keyboard, please. Thank God this thing doesn't move. Thank you for the tension music, game. Again, you cannot tell me this game is not sentient. I had a commenter a few days ago. Well, it's more than a few days by the time you're watching this episode, but I had a commenter accuse me of being superstitious, and I'm like, I'm memeing. For God's sake. It's a joke. I don't actually think the game is watching me. Or do I? Alright. We are in Coastal frickin' Highway. And I am not going to go right away, because I would like to take this opportunity to check this top loot location. And then we'll probably double back and come down this way, because it is relatively safe, and there are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cattails. The one thing I don't have a ton of... Actually, I'd take it back. I was going to say the one thing I don't have a lot of, would be the better way to say it, is water. But I do, in fact, still have more than half a gallon of water. I have, in fact, 3/5 of a gallon of water. Unexpected. Unexpected. Alright, let me not use up all my sprint meter, just in case there just happens to be a wolf at the very top of the patrol route right now, because that would be this game's sense of humor. But I'm not superstitious. Okay,
tired.
No, I don't know. I don't know why you would say that out loud. That's not a thing that I am, or have ever given any reason for anyone to think that I am. Thanks. I'm a reasonable person. I'm a man of science. Oh, hey, dead guy. How's it going? Didn't expect to see you here. Just happened to look back here out of curiosity, and here you were. Thanks for nothing. Alright. Construction hut. And maybe 10 or 11 hours of rest. right, what have we got? Advanced guns, guns, guns. Game, I thought we established that that's nice and useless to me, but I guess you still want to give them to me. That's fair. Nice of you, I guess. Nothing in the crate. Nothing in here at all. Wow. This was a giant waste of time. Literally nothing in here. Okay. So, let me go ahead and eat this tomato soup at 34% condition. If you do this game, I possibly will forgive you, but probably not. Thank you. If you don't know what I mean by this, watch some of the past seasons of Against All Odds, particularly episodes with a can of tomato soup in the thumbnail, and within, say, 15, 20, 30 minutes of making that decision, finding those videos and watching them, you will understand. Okay, so let me sleep for, I'm going to say 9 hours. Actually didn't check the temperature before I did that. Okay, so 9 definitely seems to be an approximation of the safe limit. I can eat a few more cattails, and there are plenty more, and I have an entire zone to search now. A zone that's going to be full of water, full of food, potentially some pretty nice clothing items. I just have to be careful which routes I take so as not to directly aggro our furry woodland friends in the area. And then it's on to Desolation Point, which, by the way, also might have a good amount of loot available. So, you know, I will happily search there too. Because I want to survive this challenge and I don't want to die. You woke up fully rested, and the sun is just starting to rise. Let's go ahead and drink some water. Let me also do something I haven't done yet. Do I really need 2 cooking pots? Probably not. I'm being a bit of a loot goblin, as is typical of me. But I have room to carry stuff because we're playing on difficult loot tables, so it's fine. Everything is fine. Let's look outside. How cold is it? Freaking cold. We're going back inside now. Alright, we're going to step over here. Bed. 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 There we go. Alright, now let's just pass time for like 2 hours. Really? Another blizzard game? Oh good, now it's going to go away. Now sleep for 1 hour, please. Do you know what kind of weather you want to have? Because I just hear everything getting loud and quiet, then loud and quiet. I don't think this zone knows what it wants, Legion. Also, how did I get all the way over here? I do not remember walking this far. I must have moved farther than I thought while feeling around in the dark. Honestly, that's not the layout I remembered. In my head, I think I was still expecting the layout of that other construction hut, the one that I double-checked as I was leaving Mystery Lake. I think that's what was going on. Alright, it's still pretty cold. Early in the morning, post-blizzard. So I'm going to move fast, because I've got to make it down to... I'm going to try and multitask here. Because I'm going to make it down this slope here, while gathering as many cattails as I can, but preferably not starting to freeze to death. Because I have less than 50% health, and so far have no stems, and birch bark is meaningless. I'm not bitter. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Never mind the fact that if I get attacked by a wolf, let alone a bear, I will certainly die. Because I have nothing to stabby stab or bangy bang with. Trying with all of my might not to make a blatant How I Met Your Mother reference right now. I said a bang, bang, bangity bang, a bang, bang, bangity bang. Is that a bang? Bang. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. All right. Looking pretty good. Gonna keep grabbing these. I'm still grabbing both the cattail and the tinder. Hello. I think I just heard a footstep, but I'm pretty sure it was a rabbit. Famous last words, I suppose. I've very rarely run into any hostile wildlife up here. It's always just rabbits. You know what would suck? If this cabin was burned out. That would suck. I don't think it's possible, though. I had a feeling that might happen. I was like, you know what else would suck right now? A sprain. I was literally about to say it. And the game was like, hey, have a sprain. Like, I already kind of saw that coming, but thank you. All right. Let's take a look around here. Expedition Parka. I'm kidding. half of you weren't watching. So sorry. Oh my god. If you were watching in the background and not looking at the screen, if you just have background noise mode on right now and you heard me exclaim that, you probably, half of you did spit takes, like your coffee's all over your clothes and your computer and your desk now. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I will not pay damages, but I will apologize profusely. Alright, I'm going to eat this tomato soup. I hate to be smashing all these open because I'm losing a lot of caloric value, but you gots to do what you gots to do. Alright, so let's go ahead and I suppose what I'll do, just to let a little bit more time pass, I'm going to sleep for 3 hours. That might sleep off the sprain as well. Is it 4 hours, I think, you have to sleep? Nope, the sprain went away on its own. Nice. As did the... Nope, pain did not go away. Ta-da! There we go. Expedition Parka! I'll just make that the title of the episode. Maximum trolling. Alright. Let's head down this way, shall we? Now this is where it's going to get a little bit dicey. Because there is a bear patrol route and a wolf patrol route, at least one, intersecting my path in the next few minutes. And I have nothing. At all. Not even a little bit. And I know I'm not fully searching for cattails here. If I were fully searching, I'd go back up that way. But who has that kind of time? If you don't move fast enough, the dead will stop sleeping. And then you will have a full-on, not-so-quiet apocalypse. So, you know, there's a reason the challenge has its name. I'm kidding. We have all the time in the world, assuming nothing else decides to lower my health meter. Doesn't mean, however, that I won't be careful. I am, however, going to pick as many cattails as I reasonably can, because I have a problem. I mean, cattails are delicious. I mean, caloric value. Everyone nod and smile. Can you tell I'm having fun? This is what you get when you subject me to more than 2 weeks of challenge gameplay. It's more than just the 2 weeks that contributed to the current fun factor, but more than 2 weeks of challenge gameplay in which I'm not actually able to play the game that I think I'm playing. Okay, so I do hear wolves, but they sound like they're behind me. That, of course, could definitely not be the case. I'm going to be quiet for a moment while I listen. I'm actually going to step up here and look. Actually, that could be the wolf patrol route right there, so maybe not. Son of a... Really? 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 Walked right up to it. Now I'm going to have to run all the way back up to the top of the creek. That's incredibly rude and disrespectful. Has anyone told you you're a very persistent wolfie? Also that you have very poor timing? I was kind of excited to get to the bottom of that creek, and then you were exactly where you were supposed to be. And I'm acting indignant to conceal my failure to predict your location accurately. Okay. That was rude. But at least I have cattails. Oh, no. All right. Well, on that note... on that cheerful note, we are 32 minutes into the episode, so here's what I'm going to do, Legion. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to... We need to rest a little bit because we're a little cold. So I'm going to rest for, yeah, we're going to go ahead and give this 3 hours, which will fully recover my temperature. And then we're going to give that another go. And if I run into the wolf again, hopefully not in the exact same spot, but if I run into the wolf again, I might try to kite the wolf in such a way that I can actually make it past the wolf and to safety. The problem is where I ran into the wolf is not really far from where the bear walks around, at least if memory serves correctly, which is part of the reason that I was being careful in that moment. But hopefully better luck in the next episode. And then again, we will be headed to Desolation Point. After that, Pleasant Valley, Timberwolf Mountain. Again, we don't have to climb the summit. I might do it anyway for fun, but I don't know that that's going to be necessary for the purposes of this challenge. It just depends how I'm feeling when I get there. And then we'll have to head back into Mystery Lake and then to Milton, Hush River Valley, and then finally we'll probably finish up at Broken Railroad is the current plan for the series. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.